Sign your mail-in ballot, okay? You sign it and send it in, and then you have to follow it. And if on election day or early voting that is not tabulated and counted, you go vote.
The president made the same suggestion yesterday during a campaign stop in North Carolina. President Trump has been trying to cast doubt on mail-in balloting, and today on Twitter he also told voters to go to their polling place to see if their mail-in vote had been tabulated, and if not, to vote. Twitter slapped a warning label on that tweet for violating its rules on election integrity. The White House insists that the president wants every vote counted once. The president's suggestion isn't just raising concerns about how it will impact the election, it's also illegal to vote twice. We're joined now by David Thornburgh, the CEO and president of the Committee of 70. It's a nonpartisan civic leadership organization. Dave, thanks for being here.
Sure, my pleasure.
So let's walk through this. What would happen if someone were to go to the polls, cast their vote, but they already sent in a mail-in ballot?
Well, let me say generally, I'm confident that there are adequate safeguards in place in Pennsylvania to make that impossible, virtually impossible. And there's a number of different scenarios where maybe you got your mail ballot, but you decided not to use it. Then you can bring it to the polls and they can void it and you can vote on the machines. If you already voted and show up on your mail ballot and you show up at the polls, the poll workers should know that. It should be marked in the poll book. And so, I think this is a little bit much ado about nothing. And I think it's really important that people turn to trusted folks at the local level to get advice on questions like this at the county level and at the city level. That's where the rubber meets the road.
So you're saying before Election Day, the poll workers have a book that actually indicates next to the names in that precinct who has already voted by mail?
On Election Day, when they set up for their elections, they should have marked in their poll books those folks who have already voted. So if you show up and try to vote again, which I'll remind your viewers is a felony offense in Pennsylvania, punishable by up to a $15,000 fine and 3 years in prison. So I wouldn't take this lightly, but it's virtually impossible to do that in Pennsylvania.
So you're not concerned tonight about the president's suggestion to try to test the system in North Carolina?
Well, let me just say again, if you want to get advice about the election in Pennsylvania, turn to local officials, turn to your county commissioners or to the city commissioners in Philadelphia. Those are the folks who know the rules and know how to run elections.
All right, and that's why we came to you tonight, David Thornburgh of the Committee of 70. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jim.